Gospel of February the 15th, 2014. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. In those days, when there again was a great crowd without anything to eat, Jesus summoned the disciples and said, "My heart is moved with pity for the crowd, because they have been with me now for 3 days, and have nothing to eat. If I send them away hungry to their homes, they will collapse on the way, and some of them have come at great distance." His disciples answered him, "Where can anyone get enough bread to satisfy them here in this deserted place?" Still he asked them, "How many loaves do you have?" They replied, 7. He ordered the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then taking the 7 loaves, he gave thanks, broke them, and gave them to his disciples to distribute. And they distributed them to the crowd. They also had a few fish. He said the blessing over them and ordered them distributed also. They ate and were satisfied. They picked up the fragments left over, 7 baskets. There were about 4,000 people. He dismissed the crowd and got into the boat with his disciples and came to the region of Dalmanutha. Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Always the multiplication of bread, the giving out of food to free food, is a miracle that is welcome. Today we have to go deeper into this miracle to understand what roles do we play. I would like to point out, in the first place, that the great crowd was listening to the teacher, to the master. They were being taught. They were, in a way, disciples. They were being educated by God Himself, by the Lord. It is in that situation that He feels that deep compassion. The central figure, of course, is Jesus Himself. The word in Greek, splachomai, splachtenomai, means that His bowels were deeply moved with pity. We have a better translation here in English. My heart is moved with pity. But not only with pity, but with compassion, with deep compassion. We can watch, we can contemplate God Himself being incarnated, feeling a great compassion that moves Him, just for seeing the people that have not enough to eat. Were those people irresponsible, perhaps? I don't believe so. What I think is that perhaps they knew that He was going to be there, and perhaps they brought enough food for a day, perhaps for 2. Certainly not thinking that they would stay more than 1 or 2 days. But as Jesus was teaching them, they were mesmerized by His words, and they wanted to hear more and more. So the 3rd day came, and they remained there. And He realized that they did not have enough to eat anymore. So He is sharing that deep pity, that deep compassion with His disciples, which means with you and me. Now, it is wonderful to think that God Himself would be looking out for you and me, on condition that you listen to His words, that you gather around Jesus Christ. Have no fear. He will take care of you by many means. Now, when the Lord shares that deep compassion with His disciples, the disciples initially ask, "Where can anyone get enough bread to satisfy them here?" They do not want to compromise. They know that they only have about 7 big chunks of bread, loaves of bread, but they know it's not enough for them. Do they want to share? They think that it's too little. And that is exactly what happens with many of us. We believe that we have too little to share. But the miracle is that the Lord, once He hears that, he asked those 7, why 7? Why not 3? Why not 10 or 20? 7 means a plenitude. 7 means that there are enough. And it results that they really are enough, even though there are 4,000 people being fed. But the miracle is that the disciples trust the Lord with their bread and put that bread in the Lord's hands. And the Lord multiplies that. So we are asked in 3 ways today: to listen to the Lord and have trust in Him, to share the deep compassion of the Lord for all our brothers, especially those that have needs, and to put whatever means we have on His hands, being prudent. Prudent means that you are in the middle, not in the extremes. That means that you're not to give away everything you have today, so that in the night you're going to become a homeless person, nor you're going to remain with everything you have without giving a single piece of bread. Share, just as Mother Teresa used to say, enough that it hurts. But don't do it because you are good. Put it in the hands of Jesus and just watch what happens. I can testify myself that He will never let you down. Just have faith and you will see miracles. God bless you all, brothers.